Now, I'm not one to gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to Chronicle Speaks.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
Today happens to be the 55th birthday of the disgraced but highly talked about ex-mogul, Sean P Diddy Combs.
You better hide your baby, or
This is probably not how he planned on spending his birthday. However, he's still alive and kicking now, isn't he? Now, every day there's a new news story, there's a new article. Every week there's a new lawsuit. But one thing Diddy's attorneys cannot seem to pull together is this new bail package. However, they have no problem going to the court, filing letter after letter about their client's rights to a fair trial being violated. And because of that, they want to silence everybody. The witnesses, attorneys, the prosecution.
Man, this is some bull. Silence. Oh, you just gonna keep on saying silence.
We got the thuggish, ruggish Combs out there bullying Ray J. The power that Diddy had in these streets when he was out is not the same power he has behind bars, and I believe it's driving him crazy. His attorneys have written a new letter to the judge, and it seems as though this new witness, Courtney Burgess, has ruffled Diddy's feathers. Courtney, who recently met with the grand jury, is stated to have Kim Porter's real memoir, 8 of Diddy's SEX tapes, 2 including male minors, and a trove of other evidence. But Diddy's attorneys are calling BS to this media circus, and they want it stopped, silencing everyone in their tracks. But will it work? We're going to have to see. We are going to get into all of that and so much more. But before we do, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any news regarding this story and so much more. Now let's get back into it. So today, November 4th, is not only Diddy's birthday, but this was supposed to be the day that Diddy's new appeal was heard by a 3-judge panel in appellate court. However, his attorneys were able to get this abeyance approved. Pretty much what that does is places that appeal on hold, allowing Diddy a chance to go back to district court and file a new motion for bail with the new judge on his case, Judge Arun Subramanian. But in the event that that new judge decides to deny his bail, Diddy can always go back to appellate court, remove that hold on the abeyance, and continue his appeal over there. So he really has 2 chances at trying to get out. So last week we updated you on the whole Diddy case, and we spoke about Courtney Burgess and all of the info that he stated to have. He said that Kim gave 11 flash drives to a friend. Courtney spoke to Kim and said a brief hi before the friend brought those flash drives to Courtney, and Courtney said what is on those flash drives will blow your mind. There's pictures, there's SEX tapes with Diddy and alleged celebrities, 2 of whom are male minors. There are pictures that incriminate Diddy in some very peculiar circumstances, as well as Kim's memoir. Courtney has given several interviews on YouTube, and on these interviews, he's telling it all. He's naming names. The feds was like, hold on, partner, we're going to have to slow your roll a little bit. You giving them all the tea. We're going to need that information from you. So we're going to subpoena you to go before the grand jury, and you tell them exactly what you've been telling YouTube, and make sure you bring that evidence with you. So he and his attorney, Ariel Mitchell Kidd, went before the grand jury, and he gave them the information that they needed. So without having to bore you with reading this whole document, Sean Combs' lawyer, Agnifilo, is asking the judge to limit what potential witnesses and their attorneys can say to the media about his ongoing legal case. They argue that recent media statements from Courtney and his lawyer are making serious, unfounded accusations against Combs, which could prevent him from getting a fair trial. They're saying that Courtney claims to have videos of Combs that involve sexual misconduct, but Agnifilo is arguing that the claims are false and part of a scheme to extort Combs. Agnifilo states that the statements from Courtney and his attorney Ariel Mitchell have spread quickly in the media, leading to damaging public perception that could influence the jury. He's also highlighting that Courtney had to be compelled to testify and didn't actually know Combs personally, raising doubt about his credibility. Given the situation, they're requesting that the court issue an immediate order to restrict any further public comments that could possibly harm Combs' right to a fair trial. So as you know, Diddy's attorneys are not only wanting the witnesses and the witnesses' attorneys silenced, but they're also wanting to silence the government.
Silence.
His attorneys are like, how did the Cassie tape get out to CNN? How did the media know to bring a helicopter out and start recording the raid before Homeland Security even broke through the door? How did the New York Post get freak off footage? Who is the mole? So Diddy's attorneys requested an evidentiary hearing before Judge Subramanian, which the government had until the 30th to answer, and they did. The government is like this because Diddy is unable to show whoever this informant is in these cited articles is grand jury material, and because he cannot show the government's agents with access to grand jury material leak the information to whoever this informant is, he cannot seek relief because he has not proven his case. The government also feels that Sean Combs' request to limit what potential witnesses can say to the media is just a way to force the government to reveal its list of witnesses too early. Combs is asking for a gag order to stop people with claims against him from making statements, but this could either unfairly silence everyone with claims or require the government to disclose its witness list 6 months before trial, which is unusual and typically not allowed. They're stating that the history of this case shows that the federal prosecution started investigating Combs for serious crimes like racketeering and sex trafficking back in late 2023. In 2024, a grand jury formally charged him with multiple counts, claiming that he used his power in the entertainment industry to coerce women in engaging in sexual acts under threatening circumstances. The indictment details how he allegedly directed these acts, threatened victims, and even used violence to control and intimidate them. Since his arrest, they're saying that Combs has made several legal requests involving trying to limit media coverage and asking the court to clarify details about the case. However, the prosecution believes that allowing him to impose a gag order would not only be inappropriate, but also undermine the legal process and rights of the victims. And speaking about rights of the victims, we've spoken about attorney Tony Busby out in Texas, who has now over 200 alleged victims looking to sue Sean Diddy Combs. And I advised you before that Tony Busby had to go and refile a lot of this paperwork because in New York District Court, you can't just go under John and Jane Doe. You have to get approval from the court to be able to do so. He didn't do that, so it was fixed. As you can imagine, with there being so many different cases, one judge is not going to handle them all. So we have some judges that are okay with them using the pseudonym. For instance, the 17-year-old John Doe, his judge was like, okay, I'm cool. However, there was a case of a college student in Brooklyn. She and her friend went to one of Diddy's parties at his hotel. The security guard brushed them over to the side, rushed them into Diddy's room. Diddy came in and allegedly sexually assaulted both of these victims. Her friend ran out the room as soon as security opened the door to make sure everything was okay, leaving the main girl in there. The main girl is one of Busby's clients, and she is suing Diddy, and she wants to go under Jane Doe, and the judge is like, no. So the document says this: the court concludes that the balance of interest at stake weighs strongly against granting plaintiff's motion to proceed under a pseudonym. The fundamental question is whether plaintiff has a substantial privacy interest that outweighs the customary and constitutionally embedded presumption of openness in judicial proceedings. Plaintiff has an interest in keeping her identity private, given the sensitive nature of her allegations, the potential for public scrutiny of her personal life, and her decision thus far not to speak publicly. But plaintiff, who is now an adult, has decided to file a lawsuit in which she accuses a famous person of engaging in heinous conduct approximately 20 years ago, and further accuses a number of businesses of complicity in the alleged conduct. Defendants have a right to defend themselves, including by investigating plaintiff, and the people have a right to know who is using their courts. Plaintiff has not carried her burden to show that she is entitled to the exceptional remedy of anonymity. So Busby is fighting on his client's behalf. He filed a statement of relatedness, pretty much bringing up other cases that he's filed, and these victims have been able to go under John and Jane Doe. However, the judge still denied it, so we're gonna have to see what goes on with this case. With this circus that is going on around Diddy, I can guarantee you that this is going to be the trial of the century. Now, what I need to do is hear from you. What do you think about everything now going on in the world of Diddy? Leave a comment, and you know how we do. We'll talk about it down below. Talk to you guys later. Bye. As always, thanks for watching. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of my new episodes.